Yeah, good evening, everybody. It's KB5MIQ, big boy. Been another hot day here in Northeast Texas. Thought we'd talk a few minutes about a couple of items. Number one, 10 meters. Man, I know I sound like a broken record talking about, hey, Ham Radio Cat, come on, get up here. Come on. There you go, Ham Radio Cat. Aaron, old buddy, he's here again. I don't know if we're going to get up here where you can see him or not. Everybody, that's old Ham Radio Cat. uh, 10 meters. Man, we've had got a good times with it here at our round table at night. Getting lots of check-ins. Mostly, last video I mentioned one out of New Mexico. We're getting more check-ins here the other night about East Coast, Tennessee, Carolinas, Florida. Anytime y'all hear us, please check in. We enjoy it, especially techs. Man, I got to talk to a tech the other night that only been licensed about a year. Love to see those guys getting on 10 meters. And in my pursuit of having a card from all 50 states, I'm down to 3. I need Vermont, Wyoming, and Kansas. So if any of you listeners are in those states and you're on 10 meters, listen for us at night, Mondays, Tuesdays, Thursdays, or Fridays, because I really would like to get a card from those states. That'll get me out on all 50 states, and I'm going to try to finish up Central South America having a car. I like about 6 countries through there. But get on 10 meters. It's been real good. Even when you think it's quiet, go ahead and call CQ. You never can tell what's going to happen right now. The band's up and down. We'll talk a few issues I've seen on social media. I got about 3 we're going to talk about. But let me talk about one other thing right quick. Last video I posted about a link, and I've had a couple of comments where people's had trouble with it. I had trouble with it too. Chris and I talked about it. Though there's nothing wrong with the link, I think what it is, something to do with whatever your broadband provider is. Because I know I could turn my cell phone off and just go on my cell data plan, and I could go right to the link. So if you're having issues with that, that may be your problem. It could be your internet provider. But Chris sent me another link. I've checked it out with my internet, and you shouldn't have any problem with it. It's Whiskey 3 Papa Golf Alpha.org/antenna.htm. A lot of good information on home built antennas, a lot of files there, so I'm going to read that one more time a little slower. Chris sent it, Chris Howell sent it winter a while back. I've been talking about having a few health problems. He's doing better, and Chris, we're proud to see you doing better. But it's Whiskey 3 Papa Golf Alpha.org/antenna.htm. One of these days I'll learn how to put links in these videos, and I'm working on it. All right. So, Chris, thank you for the link. I did win a homemade fan dipole for 12, 17, 20, and 40. I'm anxious to put it up, but it's too hot in Texas to do it right now, so I'll give y'all a report on that later on when I get it up. Okay, first social media issue I'm going to bring up. And I did have somebody ask me why I don't comment more actually in social media for several reasons. One, a lot of these things lead to an argument. 2, a lot of these questions are the Ford versus Chevy question. Guys, I've always tried not to tell you what you should do, but try to give you the tools to help you make the decision for yourself, for your shack, based on your budget and what you want to do in this hobby. I'll be glad to answer anybody's question. I'll try my best to give you an answer, and if I don't know the answer, I'll tell you. But I'm not going to get in the habit of telling you should buy this kind of radio. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to try to help you make your decision yourself, and that's ultimately you're the one responsible for the shack. Hi everyone, can I ask a question about 13.8 volt power supplies? I'm going to need a suitable power supply for a 100 watt HF rig. He's showing 13.8 volts at about 20 amps, so that's maybe an older radio because these newer radios pull a little more than that. What do you think's the best option? Conventional linear type, heavy duty transformer, or switch mode unit? Okay. I've talked about these before. Jeff and Cody's give me input on them. When I first got back in this hobby in 06, the switching power supplies were kind of new. Some people saying they had noise issues with them. So I went with a linear type. I got a Astron RS50 back here. heavy. You wouldn't want to tote it around. Uh, but Cody and Jeff both use a switching power supply, and they have good luck with them. And they've bought them here in the last last several years. So it's just going to be whatever you want to spend your money on. And if you're going to be moving it around some, where you're like taking the power supply with you, you might consider that switching power supply. And I promise you, it's going to be a lot easier to transport than a transformer type. The main thing, look at your particular rig specs. Make sure you buy a supply big enough to carry it. And if you can afford to buy a bigger supply, buy one. Because I promise you, stay in this hobby long enough, you'll need it. Okay, the next question. I'm studying for my first license and, of course, drilling over equipment. I saw this and fell off my chair. A mic is that expensive. I realized I could use the hand mic that comes in the radio, but wow, is it all that good? Does it improve things, justify the cost? He's looking at a Yaesu M1. It's a $675 microphone. Okay. Here's my take on microphones. All right. Especially with Yaesu. Now, I've got a 701 ICOM, an older rig. I've got an MFJ mic hooked on it. I'm looking for me an original mic just to make it back original because the radio's got a little issue and I want to see if the original mic will correct it. All right. Yaesu, FT897D. I've got one sitting right here. And y'all see this Yaesu mic, which is the model M70D. MTC has them, $144.95. Here's my take on mics. As much time as I spent in the military, I like a headset mic. I've used my third Heal with this Yaesu. And I've got it here, Heal Pro Set. And look at my earlier videos. Cody recorded audio, and it, with that Heal headset, with that Yaesu radio, I had a little slightly muffled audio, and I could look back and remember working DX stations. I'd have to repeat my call sign multiple times for them to get it right. I will admit, this East Texas hick accent I got, KB5 MIQ, sometimes doesn't sound right. In fact, if I do the correct phonetic, Kilo Bravo 5 Mike India Quebec, a lot of times them guys thinking I'm saying Ike India or IIQ or MIT. I spell mine now Kilowatt Bravo 5 Mexico India Quebec using that mic, and I pretty well get it. They get it right the first time. Before anybody tells me, oh, you should have gone to everything Yaesu on the Heal site, I did. They didn't cover the 897D. I called Heal and talked to them, and they didn't have any good response for it. I talked to Richard at MTC, and I talked to another guy, and they said, Yaesu and Heal mics are just not a good fit. But, getting back to the price of a mic, you need to figure out how you want to run your shack. Personally, I like a headset. I use them in the military. It was easier for me to sit here with a headset on with a keyer here and be able to write. And rag chewing on during the week, I can just lean back in my chair. But a hand mic kind of had me it was awkward for me to use to do a lot of rag chewing with. The desk mic is a good compromise. Not a real expensive mic, even $140. I've got real good audio reports on it. But do you have to have a $600 microphone? If your budget will allow it and you want to spend it, fine. You don't have to have it. The mic that comes with the radio is fine. You just need to define how you want to operate in your shack and work what works best for you. But bear in mind, I love Yaesu radios. I really do. In fact, I really like Yaesu. I've got 3 of them. 2 handhelds and an 897. But they're not a good fit with Heal mics, in my opinion. A $600 Yaesu desk mic, I'm sure it will sound great. It's got a bunch of features on it. It may let you change the tone a little bit. Might help you punch through a DX pile up better. I don't know. I wouldn't spend it. That's my opinion. But you spend what you want to. I do kind of highly recommend, if you're going to go with Yaesu, stick with Yaesu mics. The M70 for $144 is a great mic. All right, let's see what else we got here. We got another one we're going to look at. All right. best shack in a box, HF, VHF, UHF. I'm looking for one radio that can do it all. I like the looks of the Yaesu 991A. I'm very familiar with most radios and their capabilities as a brand new ham. Let me know what you think. That gets back to the Ford versus Chevy question. Now, I don't know the best way to answer that. KI5 TKY Tim has got a 991A, and every time I go down there and operate it, makes me want to sell a cow so I can buy one. Nice radios. The whole shack in the box thing, this is just my opinion on it. If you want one radio, especially if you're going to do portable, I think it's the way to go. I really do. Now, my shack in the box is 897D. It stays in this shack all the time. If anybody's got a better idea, I've gone through all the programming of it and all that, unless I've got memory channels programmed in with all the settings. If I just go like 2 meter and tune up a repeater or something, I have to go in, change it from squelch to RF gain to squelch, and then back when I go back on single sideband and all that. I don't use the VHF, UHF function on it very rarely. I have a Kenwood 261A down there that I just use for local stuff on 2 meters. Was it a good deal for me at the time I got it? I like the radio. The only problem with a shack in a box, other than you might not use all the features all the time, is if any part of it breaks down, you got to send it back to factory, you're out of your radio. So, something to think about. But I will say this, a 991A is a super nice radio. Really nice radio. And I like the 891s. Cody and Jeff both got one. We've used them out on our field day events, and they are nice radios. I like Yaesu stuff. They're easy to program, a lot easier than anything else I've used programming. So, anyway, that's my take on that. We're doing pretty good with the subscription rate. I'm actually got a cut another little small prize. It's when I hit 700, I'm going to throw in with the book. I appreciate everybody who subscribed to the channel. Spread the word, man. Tell your friends about me. I like doing this. Y'all like listening to me, I like doing this. Y'all remember Main Trading Company, Paris, Texas, MTC Radio, good place for ham gear. I like to promote a local business, especially locally owned. You know the people, very personable people that run it. You know, there's nothing wrong with the big places, but if you got a chance, give MTC a chance first before you buy anything else. Remember your ham radio club pages. 4 States Amateur Radio, Farmersville Amateur Radio, Cowtown, Dallas Amateur Radio, Shreveport Amateur Radio. Good avenues for local information on ham radio, especially if you're interested in the hobby. Other Facebook pages, Ham Radio Flea Market Trading Post, Ham Radio, Amateur Radio Elmers, Texas Amateur Ham Radio, Texas Radio Operators, all good deals for amateur radio information. I forgot Farmersville, another good club page, and I think I still post on there their monthly sidewalk sale. Guys, our weekly roundtable Mondays, Tuesdays, Thursdays, Friday nights at 7:30 Central Standard Time. We try to be on 28,450, but if there's a net or something going, we'll go up to 460 or 470. We'll usually be between 450 and 470. Just look for us. My call sign KB5MIQ. My email's on my QRZ page. Feel free to email me any question you got or comment on the video. Thanks again for everybody subscribe. This is KB5MIQ Big Boy 73.